So the backfire effect says, when confronted with info that contradicts our strongest beliefs, we start to believe even harder. I need to get comfortable with being challenged. Get more comfortable with being wrong. Like, why double down on this belief when you can just let go, you know? So it made me think of like attaching ourselves to these agreements, feelings, and beliefs, claiming them as our own, more specifically as mine. Like, it's mine to keep, it's mine to have, I possess it. I possess it and you can't take it away from me type shit. Like, that's what I feel. Those are the thoughts I believe I'm having when I am confronted, when I am being challenged, when my perspective is being challenged, or if I feel like I'm being told I'm wrong. And so with attachment, that brings us to entitlement and ego, because that's ego talking. That's ego on some, it's mine, you can't take it from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, only ego would move that way. Why? Because ego is simply here to keep us safe physically, like to help us survive basically as human beings. And ego says, I deserve to be right, I deserve to be comfortable. And so in these moments, I would get upset, or I would react with emotions, and write a person off. My black and white thinking, I would put them in the category of people like, I would keep mental track, and I would put them in a category. I'm like, yeah, I don't fuck with this person because, you know what I'm saying, they don't agree with me, you know what I'm saying, and it's making me upset. So right versus wrong, is there even a right or wrong, or is it all perspective? Because one thing that might be right to you could be wrong to another person. And that's just like beauty being in the eye of the beholder. Like, I feel like in so many ways, like, life proves that it really is all about your perspective. And everyone has different perspectives. That's just all it is. Everyone has different perspectives. So yeah, with everybody's perspectives being different, I need to learn to make space for others' perspectives. I feel like sometimes there's something to learn. Like, sometimes I do receive a new perspective and I'm like, damn, like, I didn't even fucking think about that. And now I have like that capacity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all we're sharing is like our capacity to think. And so when I am confronted or I am being challenged, it's an opportunity for me to grow my capacity to think, if that makes any sense. Like, let's take away, like, if you take the person that you're talking to out of the equation, like, take away all the biases, take away some parts of ego, take all those things away and just look at it as a perspective that is being presented to you. Just a perspective, literally just that. Like, I feel like it becomes easier to accept or like make space for it. And when I make stories for these things and I attach myself to these beliefs, or I allow entitlement and ego to influence how I move, like, only one person losing here is me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a waste of energy. It's a waste of this life. Like, all the experiences that you could be having, and this is the one that you're having because of choice. And if it's not something, you know, that you can take with you, even if, you know, it's not your vibe, like, you learn something about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other ways to view that interaction other than it being a negative one and an attack at self. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is not out to get you. I promise. It's not. And I'm talking to myself, literally, because I was convinced. Was so caught up in being right or heard that there was no space for anybody else's feelings, experiences, perspectives but mine. Like, that's so crazy to think about. Isn't that crazy to think about? That's what makes it selfish, because it's like, again, You're not allowing for any other reality, any other truth, any other outcome to exist outside of the one, outside of your own, outside of the one that you created for self. You know what I'm saying? Selfish to other people, yeah, because you're not making space, again, for their existence, for their perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a human being. And then it's selfish for self because you're robbing yourself of an experience that doesn't have to be a bad one. That doesn't have to be one where you're left feeling anxious, you're left feeling unregulated, where you're questioning self, where you're beating self up, where you're projecting. Like, it doesn't always have to be like just because that's what you were used to in the past. That was a pattern in the past. Again, thinking about survival, some people, you know, growing up, because of your circumstances, you had to learn, you had to survive instead of live. You know what I'm saying? But you're not there anymore, so you don't gotta move like that no more. But yeah, that's so tea. Like, anytime I have these feelings of like me being challenged or being wrong, I can also look at it as intuition led me here. You know what I'm saying? I needed this. I needed to experience this, because then I can sit here and have this reflection, write it all down, and then put it in a video for you guys. Amen. 10 out of 10, full circle. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. It's nice outside today.